welcome to my channel. My name is Maimuna, and if you're new to my channel, I do a lot of different videos. Today is going to be a very interesting video. This is going to be a London food tour. Whenever me and my husband go out, we always love to eat. We always love trying different places. So this time, however, we went a bit crazy. At the moment, a lot of restaurants are doing an eat out to help out scheme where you can get your entire meal for half price if you dine in. Because you obviously save so much money doing this, it's a wonderful way to try a lot of different and new eating places in London. So that's exactly what we did. And this is going to be a recap on all of that. So let us begin. We were walking around looking for a place to have lunch because we just arrived, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really hungry. So we walked into like the first restaurant we saw. There was 3 restaurants. Comptoir Lebanese, Pizza Pilgrims, and Honest Burger. So we are at Pizza Pilgrims, and we're gonna get the chestnut mushroom and truffle and the 8 cheese. We just ordered a pizza each, and I thought the pizza was gonna be really small, but actually it was ginormous. Probably the size of my head and a half. It was huge. And the funny thing is, I actually was able to finish the entire pizza. It was that good. That truffle sauce was an even better substitute to your regular tomato sauce on a pizza. That's how good it was. Parmesan is not halal. They didn't put any Parmesan on our pizza. So they're really attentive to our dietary requirements as well. We underestimated how big it was going to be. It's massive.
No, you did.
Okay, I did. I thought I saw somebody eating a really tiny pizza, and I thought we were going to get a tiny pizza. But anyways. Look what my husband has done to the pizza.
I don't want to cross.
This is insulting. How can you eat the middle of the pizza and cut the crust out? I mean, at least I've eaten the pizza properly. I would give mine a rating of 7.5 out of 10. I knocked off a few points because the crust was a bit burnt and bitter tasting, and I didn't like that. I also knocked off a point because I felt like my pizza didn't have enough cheese on it. I really like cheese. I like a lot of cheese on my pizza, and my pizza was just mushrooms, truffle sauce, and like a dribbling of cheese. We went to a donut shop called Crosstown. My husband has always wanted to go to this donut place since the beginning of time. It's been on his bucket list, and lucky for us, everywhere we went in London there was a Crosstown. It's kind of like donut time. You wouldn't find these donut stores anywhere else in England other than London, and for some reason you can get like 4 or 5 different branches of each just in London. In my opinion, it was a steep competition between the two because both of them are really good. Donut Time and Crosstown, in my opinion, both of them, I like them both. But my husband really seemed to prefer Crosstown over Donut Time, and simply because of the dough. So the dough they use to make Crosstown donuts it's like a sourdough. It's kind of a bready, soft texture, and it's not too sweet. And then the flavors they use are just phenomenal, amazing flavors. We tried the cinnamon swirl, and we also tried the peanut butter raspberry, which is a weird combination when you think about it, but it actually went together really well. I would give them both an equal rating, 8 out of 10. I would personally prefer Donut Time just a little bit more because I like sweet donuts. And yes, Donut Time donuts are really sweet. And they're really out there, like they go nuts with the flavors. We got this Kinder Bueno donut, which was a dream. If you're a chocolate lover like me, that is a chocolate lover's dream right there. There's so much chocolate in that donut, it was insane. And I love chocolate. I prefer chocolate desserts over all other kinds of desserts, whereas my husband is more of he likes the plain, fruity, cinnamony, sugary kinds of desserts. We were just walking around London and we came across a bakery called the Lebanese bakery. We had a sampler of the little baked bits. So we had a Nutella pastry, and then we had a kind of a pistachio and tahini like mini pie. Well, don't get the Nutella filled pastry. That's honestly not that great. It was really hard, and the Nutella was very minimal. Like, it was more like a really crispy kind of a overcooked samosa. Do, however, get the pie. That pie was insanely delicious and rich. I don't know what they put in it, but it had this really, you could definitely taste tahini in it, and you could definitely taste the creaminess, but it also had like a sweet honeyish taste as well. Oh my gosh. And then the pastry itself, oh my gosh, it was so good. But then after that we made a stop at Chinchin. So when I was watching all of these kind of Londony food videos, because you can see loads of different food reviews on YouTube, the Chinchin restaurant seemed to be gaining a lot of attention, and there was like a big queue, not a queue, but there was a big crowd of people outside when we went as well, so it was quite busy. But we went there particularly just to try their hot chocolate. Apparently their hot chocolate's really good. I'm very picky about chocolate products. They have to be chocolatey and nothing else. I just want pure creamy rich chocolate, and that hot chocolate was not pure creamy rich hot chocolate. It definitely looked like it was, but it didn't taste like it. So what it tasted more like was brownie batter or like chocolate cake batter is what I tasted. So you could taste a bit of like an eggy floury taste in the hot chocolate, which is I'm not the biggest fan of. It's not something that appeals to me. If it was like pure melted molten chocolate mixed with cream, double cream, oh my gosh, I would be all out for that. But for some reason it just wasn't that. But the marshmallow on top of it really improved the taste considerably. Like, I would not be able to finish the hot chocolate on its own, but the marshmallow with it just really made a huge difference. It made it more palatable. And that marshmallow was really good. It was a really ginormous marshmallow as well. I'll give it a 5 out of 10 in my honest opinion. I would have given it a 4 if it wasn't for the marshmallow. By now, I was really let down by that hot chocolate. So I wanted to go and get something tried and true. Something that I've tried before and I've loved and would totally go back and get again. And that is from Ole and Steen. So they do this amazing chocolate cake. It's so rich and decadent, I kid you not. We got that. And we also got the cinnamon slice. The cinnamon slice is just all around amazing. If I could give something a 10 out of 10, I'd probably give the cinnamon slice a 10 out of 10. It's that good. And that's why everybody goes to Ole and Steen, just for that cinnamon slice. Because it's amazing. But their chocolate gâteau mini round cake is second to none. It is so good as well. It's so rich and decadent. And the reason why it's so rich and decadent is because it has this tiny layer of actual chocolate cake, and then the rest of it is this amazingly rich chocolate cream, pure chocolate ganache on there, and sprinkled with white chocolate shavings. And the actual quality of the chocolate is really good. Like, you can tell it's a really good chocolate. So that as well, I would give a 10 out of 10 if I could. But because we don't give a full 10, I'm going to give both the cinnamon slice and the gâteau a 9 out of 10. So we decided to kind of take a break and go back to our hotel and then go back out again for dinner. And for dinner we had something really special. This is a gift from my sister-in-law. She treated us to an amazing Michelin star experience in a restaurant called Gymkhana. So this is an Indian restaurant, and my husband was really curious to try Michelin star Indian food because, of course, we are Desi peoples, we are South Asian. My father-in-law is basically a chef, and he's a brilliant chef. He can cook amazing foods. And I am surrounded by people who have insane cooking talents already. My husband really wanted to compare like proper Michelin star food to what we get at home, or even what I cook at home. And this was a huge surprise for us. And also a bit of a slight disappointment because, being so spoiled with our amazing Indian foods, this food just tasted like the food that we could get at home. I'm not even gonna lie, it just tasted like the food you get at home. Interesting, because I expected a bit more. I don't know what I expected, but I expected way better. Because we paid so much money for this meal. Well, it wasn't me, it was my sister-in-law. She gifted it to us. But it was quite expensive. It was like £150 just for 2 of us. And for the sheer amount of food you get, that's a lot you would pay for that much food. So what are you really paying for? You're paying for service, which was impeccable. It was the best service ever. Our glasses were continuously filled with water when they ran low. But you're also paying for finer, more exquisite taste and a nicer experience of Indian food. And whilst the presentation was really good, the taste of the food itself, and maybe this is just because I'm spoiled at home, was just like average. It was like the stuff that I could cook, or the stuff my sister-in-law could cook, or even my father-in-law. But I guess the one winner that was amazing, and even my husband said it was amazing, was probably the butter chicken. The butter chicken was really good. It wasn't amazing, it didn't floor me, I didn't taste anything new or different or exotic, but it was probably the most well done out of all the foods. The biggest disappointment was the most expensive one of all, which was the lamb chops. Now the lamb chops cost £49, and they only give you 3 like lamb chops, and like when you think about the size comparison, it's like they're like about that big. They were way too spicy. The spices they use, I just piled them on like there's no tomorrow. And when they cooked them, they did char them quite a bit, which I think is the point, adds a bit of a smoky flavor to the lamb chops themselves. But the flavor was just way too spicy. You couldn't even taste the meat. That's how spicy it was. And I'm the type of person that I think if you're doing lamb that already has so much flavor in itself, you don't want to destroy the flavor profile of it by adding a ton of spices to ruin it. So I was really disappointed with that. I actually couldn't finish it. I only ate one, and my husband ate one, and then we took one home. But all in all, like, as an experience on the whole, I would give it a 6 out of 10 or a 7. I know that's not a good rating. It's slightly above average, but it was nothing special. Like, there was not one thing I tried that I had never tried before. And the next day, after we had breakfast, we went again on our food tour. We went to Chinatown. We went to a place called K. It's called K. And they do a selection of cakes which are made with layered crepes. In between the crepes they had creams, and they all were in different flavors. My husband really wanted to try the matcha one because we've never tried anything with matcha on it before, and matcha is a green tea kind of flavoring. So it was my first time trying it, and in my opinion the layered crepe matcha cake was not that great. It was really not that great. I don't want to be rude or offensive, but it just tasted like spinach.
The crepe was actually nice. It was just a bitter taste afterwards.
The texture was good. Like, the texture was really good, and the way the cake was assembled was like expert, artisan quality. But the taste itself was just spinach. It was like earthy, herby, spinachy. It wasn't sweet. Like, you could taste a bit of sweetness in the beginning, but then towards the end it was really bitter. And I didn't like it. I kind of feel bad because I know the other cakes are really good, and we didn't get a chance to go back and try any other cakes. Because I would give it a 3 out of 10. I needed to use the restroom, and we came across a restaurant that had bathrooms that I could use, so we decided we would try some of the food in there. And this was a restaurant called Love Chicken. It's called Love Chicken. And we were really full from the sheer amount of food we'd eaten, so we just decided to do a taster or a sampler of their chicken tenders. And we got the chicken tenders that are spicy, so they've got like a spicy sauce drizzled on them. Now, I'm not even joking when I say this, but those tenders were the best chicken tenders I tasted in my entire life. And I've tried so many different types of fried chicken, but I don't know how they did it. They cooked that chicken so well, and the crumb or the crust, which is the best bit, was done perfectly. Like, it was the perfect color, perfect crispiness, perfect amount of oiliness. They gave us some dipping sauces as well, and the sauces were really nice. There was like absolutely no complaint with that entire meal. It was just amazing, perfect, delicious. And if I would give it a rating, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. My husband really wanted to try a cookie with either chocolate or Oreo baked into it. Don't know why, but he has a fascination with unique looking desserts like that. So we went into Selfridges and we found the little restaurant. It's called Blondies, and they do a selection of cookies. They're cookies only with different sweets baked into them. And so we picked the Kinder cookie. And in my opinion, it was really like basic. It just tasted like a basic cookie that you could buy in Tesco or any other supermarket with literally a chocolate baked in the middle. That's it. It was so underwhelming and there was nothing special or unique about it. I would give it a 4 out of 10. 4 because even with the blonde, even if it's like a normal plain cookie, you would expect to have at least some kind of flavor in there other than just sweet. So 4 out of 10. Then this is funny. So we wanted to go to another Michelin star restaurant for the night. It's called Berenjak, but it was fully booked, and we decided we would go to Banana Tree because I've heard so many good reviews of it, and a lot of my family talk about it as being a really good place to eat. So we got in, and in my opinion, it was honestly not that great at all. We spent, even after the help out to eat out, we still spent quite a lot of money, £50, and the food itself was just, it was not great at all. So firstly, my husband is allergic to fish, so he could only eat a very small number of foods from the list, and I think everything that was on that list that he chose was probably one of their most rubbish or worst foods that you could ever get, because both of his meals were really, they were not great at all. Kind of tastes like Tesco ready meals in my opinion. So his green curry was literally just a greenish looking, sick looking broth with a bunch of vegetables on top and some white chicken thrown in, and that's it. And then his sweet and sour chicken was, I kid you not, it was literally just fried chicken mixed in ketchup with a bunch of vegetables thrown on top. And like, though both of those meals were expensive, like £10 and up for that portion, so it was really not that great. It was really bad, underwhelming. My beef rendang was actually okay. I liked it. Like, I was in the mood for some beef, and that beef rendang really solved the beef craving. However, they put fish in that as well. So I think they use fish oil in their cooking, or oyster sauce. I don't know if oyster sauce has actual oysters in it, but they do use some fish-based cooking stock. So my husband couldn't try it, but it was okay. It was really good. I liked it. I thought it was delicious. And one thing I found really interesting was the leaves actually do add some taste to the food. They add a very kind of a herbaceous aroma to the rice, which I noticed, and I really liked that. That is it. That is our food tour. We went to so many different places. So we went to 12 places. Went to 12 different food places in 2 days. Now that's what you call a food tour. London is such a food, like, it's such a foodie place. There's so many different places to eat. It's a never-ending maze of food stores and restaurants. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye bye.